What's up, sports fans? I'm Rene Garza Jr.,
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
and welcome to another episode of Tailgate 956, a show that covers sports across the valley and the Lone Star State. Now, before we get in today's episode,
Sad
uh,
episode.
uh,
Depressing.
very depressing, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics all throughout social media and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. Now, brother,
What a tough weekend.
oh yes,
Where do we begin? Where do we begin?
Where do we begin? Oh man, well, how about a little bit of baseball? Let's see, how many days do we have in counting? Let's see, let's start. We have 135 days, 5 hours, 49 minutes, 45 seconds, 43, 42. Well, we pretty much get the idea. But this offseason, there's already been rumors as of late when it comes to Alex Bregman.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. And that's good and good news that they want to keep him.
Oh yes, indeed. And honestly, I feel very confident. And by the way, this interview with Dana Brown went. Let's take a listen, shall we?
We've had multiple conversations with Scott Boras. So, Alex has been great for this organization. We would love for him to stay here. We feel like, there's a good chance we're going to get something done. And so the conversations back and forth with Scott have been quite interesting. So we're optimistic.
How flexible are you in terms of opt-outs, deferred money, a lot of different ways to make a deal get done?
It's Scott Bregman. Alex Bregman and Scott Boras. You're going back and forth with both of those guys. We want them here. So, we'll try to make whatever adjustments we have to make that are fair to both him and our club. But, ultimately, we'd like to get him done and keep him here in Houston. We feel like he's a big part of what we've done here. And he's been a big piece of what we've done here. So, ultimately, we hope to get it done.
In terms of additional priorities, Kyle Tucker extension, where do things stand there?
Yeah, I've talked to Casey Close as well. We've gone back and forth. Of course, we have the full year to get it done, because he's locked up to 20.
Now, when it came to Alex Bregman, I feel very confident that they will work out a contract for him.
So you don't think he's just saying that in the sense like, because who do you think would have to give more? Or there's always one side that has to give up a little bit or loosen up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the one in other words, the ball's on whose court?
Actually, the ball's in the Astros court pretty much because the way they were describing it and the way they're going about it, because this isn't the first time I've heard them saying that.
Correct.
Even since the season ending, they're like, "Oh, we want Bregman back," and especially Bregman back. There's a tongue twister. But the way Dana Brown was like describing it, they're really strong. They want him back, and I feel that they will work out something. Like Alex Bregman is 31 years old already. Awesome third baseman, phenomenal career with the Houston Astros.
Correct.
Why wouldn't they offer him the contract that they wanted to offer him? They did it for Altuve, and even Altuve said too that the pull he has, he wants Bregman back. Yeah.
He would be a good addition to go ahead and come back.
Yeah. Trading him would be or letting him go would be very dumb on the Astros part because he may have had a rough season.
Correct.
Because he started off the season pretty rough.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the whole team started off pretty rough. They
True.
picked up momentum towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough momentum to propel themselves to the World Series, but it's okay. That's the magic of baseball.
Hey, they went to number one. They were number one
Mhm.
at the end of the season. So,
Yeah.
it's still they still did an amazing job, and I think Bregman was definitely big part of that.
Mhm.
Too, either way. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I hope they really are willing to go ahead and go up to bat for him,
Mhm.
and just like he did, because I hope they do go ahead and squeeze in, and kind of like okay, up to what he wants, a little bit to keep him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I just hope it's as fair as it can be, but course, you always know that it's never always fair.
Oh no, never.
You know,
never. It's never
Someone
fair.
always loses some a little bit or something on their side.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah. But I feel like I guess when it comes to salary cap wise as well too, because they're not the only ones that are honestly on the slide that they're looking into. And that's what kind of worries me a little bit that they might not be able to reach the contract negotiation. But I feel like this should be the number one priority is to get it. And even at that right here, the top says Bregman the biggest priority of the Astros. All like
wow,
yeah, it says
really.
Bregman the biggest priority of the Astros
And
offseason.
that's that list was according to the like the Houston Astros. They said it themselves.
Yeah. They said, and Dana Brown said
Wow.
it too. Like
I would have thought it would have been.
that's what I'm saying. It shows how much
Yeah,
he means to the team and how much the team means to
Wow.
him. At the same time.
because Kikuchi would have been my number one
Oh,
priority.
no, they're looking into Kikuchi.
Yeah.
Although they're because he's a free agent now.
Yes.
There are a lot of rival teams that are looking at
Correct.
it.
That's why. I mean, to me, the number one thing to do would be get
both of them.
Kikuchi.
Both of them, yeah. Both of them.
Yeah.
And if they have to give up somebody, give Framer.
Well, there you go. I got a solution for you. Right here.
The solution's right
I
there.
got
Give
a
up
solution.
Framer because honestly, or Presley.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Tucker was another thing that we kind of went on about.
Oh yeah, right.
But the good thing is that we still got a good amount of time for him.
He's still There's still time to talk about that. Yeah, there's still.
I mean, unfortunately, it was out most of the season. But hopefully he's able to stay healthy this season, and hopefully we can go ahead and see Tucker out there, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I know when it came to Yusei Kikuchi, I feel like it's a lot better to get him than Justin Verlander.
No,
because just contract wise, I feel it's a lot better to get Yusei Kikuchi.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but I mean, Kikuchi was a big difference.
It's a big difference. A big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Verlander, pretty much. I'm gonna say I hate to say it because he has performed well enough with the Astros. His contract's too big. Unless they could renegotiate his contract, make it a little bit less. Like
talk about it.
Pretty much talk about it, but I don't think he's gonna take less money, if anything.
Not at least not yet. Not until he gets it, or until his contract's over.
Or they let him go. Hey, that's a big old gap that leaves a big old gap space for them to honestly pursue Bregman.
That be a good idea?
I think in the long run, I think it would be. It would be.
So you think a sacrifice?
Verlander? Yeah. Here's what he had to say when it came to Yusei Kikuchi.
Casey Close.
Yusei Kikuchi made a great impact on your club from the trade deadline forward. Dana, how active have things been in terms of your conversations about bringing him back as well?
Well, that's part of our Scott Boras conversation as well. Kikuchi's time in Houston was really, really good. And so, we would be excited to have him back as well. That would be a nice piece to add to our rotation. And so, talking with Scott, we're going to try. So
what's your set?
Now, like once again, it all comes down to numbers. And who's the biggest contract that they have right now? Verlander. So that's the biggest oof. Besides the dead money they have to give to Abreu because they cut him, they still have to pay him. I think that was the biggest oops that the Houston National have committed was getting Abreu. That for me that was one of those things. But honestly, if they can work that out and bring those two back to the Astros, I'm thinking lethal force. McCullers, I know a lot of people are like, oh, that guy's never coming back. Hopefully he does this 2025 season because apparently in the locker room he was talking a big storm like he's been pitching up a storm the whole season. But hey, you know what? Moral support, whatever.
We haven't heard of any newcomers, right?
No. Besides, the only one that have improved there are newcomers is Hunter Brown. But that remains to be seen, though. There's still a lot of off season to go, and as I said, now,
there's still a lot of days to come.
Yeah, and right now, like I said before, we have 135 days, 5 hours, 41 minutes, and 29, 28, 27, 26 seconds. You get the idea.
And then until the last 20 seconds, they decide to finish off what they want to do.
Yeah,
the last trading.
But if they can't get Kikuchi, there's one guy that I hope they can actually honestly see that's become a free agent. And that's Blake Snell, left-handed pitcher, 32 years old. He has pretty much an ERA of 9.51. He's gone 5 straight with a 1.23 ERA, which is amazing. And the 14 stars will run make more desirable. A lot of people say he'll probably go with the Rangers, but honestly, come on, if the Astros are looking for a better pitcher, he'll probably fit well with the Astros. So let's see how that goes.
And how, what's it called? Compared to Kikuchi, what are his stats?
But I said, this last season he had a 1.23 ERA in the 14 starts that he had. So that and he went 5-0. So that pretty much describes he's solid. He's a solid left-hand pitcher. The 9.51 ERA and 6 starts during an injury riddled 2024.
It's kind of hard to get Kikuchi's because it says with the Blue Jays it was a 4.75 and then a 2.70 with the Astros.
That's a big good contract. Tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, imagine both of them, but would they be able to? I would. We will go ahead and have to see. But, I mean, that would be nice, but I don't know if they would be able to splurge that amount of cash.
Oh yeah. Well, no, another one that could have been good was Max Fried. He's another free agent who's coming off. I think he played with the Cubs, but apparently, he's another one that's a free agent that might fit well within our league. Some say them as well as the Rangers, but come on, Astros. He had a 3.25 ERA, the 29 starts, and that's the highest it's ever since 2019. But he's a 3-time NL Gold Glove winner, one of the best starting pitchers available. I think
a starter pitcher is what we
that's what I'm saying. Like Blake Snell and
yeah.
Max Fried, it's around those areas that maybe might fit well with our.
Because sometimes pitchers sometimes they pitch better mid game, end game, and maybe But I think a starting pitcher is what the Astros need to definitely do. Make a strong impact at the beginning.
Definitely.
And although I love Blanco and everybody and everything, I don't think starting pitcher. I don't think that I think they could do it, but I don't think they're that kind of a pitcher. You know what I mean?
See, yeah, but here's the thing. When it came to Ronel Blanco, he was great as a starting pitcher, but I feel as the season went on, he just got burnt out. They just because the whole pitching staff of the Houston Astros was a bit rough. It was a injury prone. I'm not gonna say that even at that injury prone, they still did phenomenal for this whole season. But I feel that's one that set us back a lot.
Well, I think that's the reason why I believe that's why being a starter pitcher it takes a lot of out of you because you're the start of the momentum. If you go bad, you start doing bad. That's what sometimes you start doing bad because mentally you're hey, it's not going your way, and sometimes it happens. You know what I mean?
Happens. It happens.
And I think being a starting pitcher is one of the hardest things.
Oh yeah,
I think it takes it takes a lot. So somebody that's used to it is good, and is somebody that could go ahead and fill in that position would be what Astros really do.
Yeah, and I feel with those two players, it's a great to add them together.
Oh, definitely.
And they can get Bregman and Kikuchi back.
No.
Or they get one of those, like I said, Snell or Fried. That's even better.
Even better. Imagine if they can go ahead and get all 4 of them back.
So if they get all 4, that would be amazing.
that would be quite a dream team right there.
Oh, solid dream team.
That would be very nice, but unfortunately, I mean, let's see. Well, it's a long way to see, but you know what? Unfortunately, I don't think it'll happen.
We can say a lot, and I bet you a lot of other Astro fans can agree with us. But that remains to be seen. So let's hope for the best.
We'll go ahead and see what decisions they decide to make. What's more important than what on top of everything? Because more important list might not be the same as theirs. So.
Oh yeah, definitely, yes.
Maybe they might see our pitching is good, and maybe they like their pitching lineup after Kikuchi. They just get Kikuchi or someone else, whoever. And it doesn't have to be necessarily him, and they want to work on other stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But like I said, I miss baseball. It can't get any here. It can't get any closer. That's for sure.
Oh, baseball's something else. Sport. That's awesome. It's an awesome sport.
But let's go on to the half court or the full court, as they say. And in Valley News, the RGV Vipers are back, and they're back with a vengeance.
Ooh,
Woo,
winning
baby,
their
yeah.
first game.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
first game dubs, and that's all we're talking about. Because why? The Valley brings the best.
Great start.
103-97 against the Memphis Hustle, and that's
Wow.
phenomenal. And tomorrow they're gonna go up against the Austin Spurs, so I'm looking forward to that game. Actually,
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, Vipers always do really good.
they always just solid.
Always do solid. I'm very disappointed how it ended last season with the
Oh
playoffs.
no, a lot of Viper fans were as well too.
I don't think that was right, but you know what? They should make it at least a 3 series, game in each one, man.
I know, man. I know it was. I felt we could have gone this, but you know what? Brand new season, started off great, started off solid, and hey, 956 the Vipers, baby.
Go ahead and definitely.
Uh-huh. But yes, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling solid when it comes to us. Yeah.
Do the Vipers. Yeah, no, they always gonna have a really, really good solid season, and hopefully they do have one this year too. I mean, it's looking like it. It's looking like a
Mhm.
great start. So there's no question about it. They always do good.
Oh yes, I know, definitely. Yeah. When it came to let's see the stats here. Let's go a little bit of stats of how it went up against today, or pretty much on the ninth.
On the ninth,
Player of the game. Let's go. 28.6% rebounds, 47% off court. Solid plays from from the RDV Vipers and their counterpart, who's the top team right now in basketball, are the Houston Rockets, and that's something that that has me happy. It has me happy. Amazing.
what has me happy is that all three teams are doing phenomenally. They're doing great. I mean, of course, it's the start. Uh, I think Rockets right now are on top 6-4, 6 wins, 4 losses.
Yeah.
Mavericks are 5-5. Houston's falling a little bit behind, but not that behind.
No, not that bad. Not that bad. Not
They're
that
on the other side, 4-6, on the
Yeah.
other side of Houston.
bad.
But not bad. I mean, they've been doing really good. They've been playing really well. It's not last season, so that's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's solid. Yeah, and that makes me happy, as well as like our Texas team doing great. Doing
Yeah.
it from the way it started off this last season, especially with the Spurs and especially with the Mavericks and whatnot. Well, the Mavericks are always doing phenomenal, but the Houston Rockets. Let's see. Let's go over here. Stats of the Houston Rockets. Boom shakalaka. They are. Let me see. The last bringing the dubs. They won against the Clippers 116-105. They beat Portland 116-107. They lost against Utah by a 3-pointer. Lucky shot.
Yeah.
Shot. They won against Orlando, and they lost against Dallas. Oh wow.
Yeah. What's it called? But nonetheless, actually, they have a better record. They're fifth Western. In the Western Division, Mavericks are still 11. Of course, it's blown by 1 game.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the season, so everybody's pretty much has similar win loss percentage. We would have to wait a little bit more towards that,
Mhm.
but up to now, at least they're doing great. They're doing great. Jalen Green is one of the more key players
Mhm.
for Houston. He's doing great.
Yeah.
He's doing really good with. In his last game, he had 4. Well, right now on average, he's averaging 21 points, 4.6 on the rebounds, and he's almost a good amount of steals, 8.8.
Definitely. And like I said, Van Vliet, Segun, I think they're the solid players, and I think it's Jalen Green. I think that's his name.
Yeah,
Jalen Green. Yes.
Jalen Green.
It's pretty much solid, and you know where most of the players came from as well when it comes to the Vipers. So I'm just pretty much astounded, and I'm amazed at how well Houston's going. Yeah, this might be early to say. I know this might be early to say, but I feel that the Houston might be going the distance.
10.2 on rebounds. 10.2. I mean, this guy Victor Van Vliet, man.
Van Vliet, and his name sounds so like awesome. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the way San Antonio's producing their outlook too. That they're 4-6 this season.
Wemby, man.
Yeah, Wemby and Paul. I think they might be the solid what they're looking for. They play today against the Sacramento Kings.
Surprisingly, San Antonio is actually uh as field goal percentage, they actually are beating the Rockets
Hmm.
from 19%, 19th, and the Rockets are 24th right now.
Yeah, so with Wemby and Paul, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
That like right now the Spurs have a solid team going on right now. Hmm.
yeah. I think we need to watch them down the road a little bit more, but as of right now, it's just too close of a game for us to really kind of see everything. But we're seeing definitely stars, the same stars, go ahead and rise.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm solid. I'm happy of the way our Texas team are doing when it comes to the NBA,
Hmm.
and especially in the G League with the Vipers. And now, if you have any chance to go catch a game, there's nothing better to go catch it. Catch one tomorrow on the 12th. I think they play tomorrow against the Austin Spurs. Let's see the schedule. Let's see the schedule right now. How's it looking? Let's see how it's looking.
See how it is. Let's see how it
Let's
is.
see how it is. Let's see how it is. The games of the RGV Vipers. Yeah, they play tomorrow. They play tomorrow.
Yeah, the 12th, and then I'm seeing that they also play on the 14th here
Mm-hmm.
as well,
Yes.
and also the 15th,
The next couple of games are going to be here in
Thursday
Edinburgh.
and Friday.
Yeah, the next yeah. The when they go on the road, it'll be when they go up against the Oklahoma City Blue, and that's the team that took them out. So I'm smelling revenge game.
Oh, that definitely, because they're gonna want to go ahead and take. They're gonna definitely want that game back.
Oh yeah, they're gonna want that game back. They're gonna run it back, as they say.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, because they honestly that game should have been theirs.
Oh, it should have. It should have been theirs definitely. But yes, I'm glad they won the first game, and tomorrow is gonna be another dub. I'm confident enough that the RGV Vipers are gonna bring it on home.
Definitely, I see a win, of course, and I
Mhm.
mean a good record. Maybe here and there, like I hope nothing happens like season where they're just messing around with players,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
or take away players, unfortunately. But
Mhm.
it is what it is, and
Yeah.
hopefully they have a successful season and playoff.
No, yeah, there's definitely yes. Now, when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks, let's see, there's that Dallas Mavericks. I don't know.
Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks are actually 11th place on the field goal percentage.
Mm-hmm.
They're teamed on 3 points, that is exciting because I know they were having a bit of a hard time last in the play during the playoffs.
Yeah,
They were missing a whole bunch of threes.
Yeah, apparently Dominic is the only one that showed up to practice because it was.
Yeah, at least the 3 point towards the percentage is a little bit more tight for 19.
Yeah,
But a 3 point field goal, at least, yeah, they're 13th place.
yeah.
I mean, so that really does make me feel a little bit more better.
Definitely makes me feel a lot more better. But like I said, they'll pick up momentum right now. The Rockets are ahead in Texas teams when it comes to the
Yeah,
Mavericks. Then
they're
it's
6'4".
Mavericks and it's Spurs, from my understanding.
6'4", and then
standings.
5'5"
Yeah.
from Mavericks, and then it's Spurs 4'6".
Yep. The Rockets are in ninth place with 6'4". Yep. Mavericks are 5'5". Yep. And right underneath them, the Spurs are nipping at their tails.
Yep.
So if they get that win tonight and the Mavericks lose, oof. Like it feels nice seeing the Spurs there. It would have been better to see them a little bit more up there. So with the Rockets and the Mavericks, but they'll get there.
I mean, it's just one game different.
It's a long season.
It's a lot. It's still
started.
It's still the beginning. It's just one game. One game can make a difference.
Oh, definitely.
One game can make a big difference.
Big old difference,
I mean?
indeed.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing nothing but positive and happiness and solidness from our NBA teams
At
here in
least we're not
Texas.
seeing what we saw last year.
Definitely.
With the Spurs, that's at least
the
we need to
dumpster
start.
fire that San Antonio was, and even at that, when they came to Houston, I feel what held them back last season was a lot of injuries.
It was a lot of injuries, but I don't know. They weren't clicking. It was just something
was off, right?
Something was just off from the beginning, and yeah, I mean, I will say, yeah, injuries had to do with it, but the big thing was the chemistry was just nothing was working with them.
Yeah.
No matter what they did, what they tried to do, I don't know. It wasn't. Something was off.
Yeah.
Something was off.
Yeah, but either way, this season something's not looking off, and they're looking solid. And I'm very confident that our teams are going to see the offs playoffs.
Hopefully, they can continue.
They're going towards the offs.
Yeah, definitely. They need to continue the same momentum, the same routine, and just keep on pushing because
Mhm.
I want them. I want to see them all in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, the only thing that I wish though is that we weren't in the same conference.
That does make it tougher.
Yeah,
I am surprised for the same reason. Like
because it'll be cool to have like an NBA's finals, like two Texas teams just throwing down.
you see, that's why like in football, which we'll get to in a second, it's like the Texans and the Cowboys are different in different
divisions. Yeah,
for the same reason. Maybe at least put two in one, and then the other one in the other conference.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess I don't know. It is what it is. It gives a great opportunity to see Texas teams play against each other. That's the positive.
Yeah, yeah. I know they throw down a lot when it comes to like San Antonio, Dallas Mavericks, and the Houston
Definitely,
Rockets. In
definitely.
the beginning seasons, it's nothing but like Texas showdowns everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we gotta appreciate that.
Which puts a smile on my face as an NBA fan.
Definitely. Unfortunately, there has to be a loser and a victor, but
Yeah,
you know what? It is what it is, and keep on pushing.
yeah, yeah.
But it is exciting. It's good. It's awesome to see. It's competitive, fun, competitive. For friends and family just to go watch.
Yeah,
and
definitely,
support.
definitely. But like I said, we look forward to that, and we look forward to how this NBA season turns out.
Definitely to be. Hopefully, it continues to be a success for Texas.
hmm Now, what's not looking as a success?
Oh, definitely.
Shall we go? Shall we jump to the gridiron?
Like I said, going into football. I mean, man. So I'm disappointed in both teams, but well, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, not as much as I'm disappointed in the Cowboys.
No, but the Cowboys, it's already like stick a fork in it. I even said from the beginning, did I not say this was gonna be their worst season ever?
Mm-hmm.
Did I not say it was gonna be the worst season ever?
You had said
I knew
earlier
this
on.
was gonna go ahead and happen. I knew this was gonna go and happen. I think I think each team deserves their point because with the success of the team that the Texans build. Too, it's also like that they've beaten the teams that they should beat, but they haven't been able to beat the teams that were a challenge.
Yeah,
and to put them in a different propel them where they should be.
Yes.
I
and
agree. Going into it. I mean, I guess we'll go ahead and get a little bit more into it. We need to go ahead and like this past weekend. It was. They needed that win. They needed that win.
They did that. It was needed.
Yeah.
Although some say they were blinded by the sunlight, like that meme. But let's see what Coach McCarthy had to say on this matter.
Offensively, it just kind of wore on you as this game went along.
Well, I mean, I thought the defense came out, played very well in the first half. They just had the one touchdown there at the 2 minute spot. We gave them the ball on the first turnover. To me, the games was about the giveaways. It's unacceptable. Our last two home games, we've had 10 giveaways. You can't win games at any level like that. To be in there at halftime in a one-score game and to go out there and turn that ball over 3 times, that's so we have to. We need to make some adjustments. It's the same thing happened to Detroit. The game gets away from you, and you can't get back into it. So, I'm disappointed. I'm sure as I'm sure everybody is.
Glenn I'll say Dallas. Can you just talk about Cooper's game? There was not a lot down the field. What was obviously most things were close to the line of scrimmage. Was there not enough time to go down the field? You just talk about how he played and.
Well, I think it was Evan. I think the game we wanted to play was the 15-play drive, and really just try to capitalize off our defense. Just like anything, you always feel like you have a good plan. The men have had a good weeks of work. We got the big turnover down there, tight in the red area, and didn't convert it to 7 points. But the 15-play drive and then turning the ball over, that was definitely a gut shot for us. But that's the game that I was trying to play. We had some shots down the field, but we didn't run it good enough, and we obviously didn't pass protect good enough. We didn't throw good enough. I didn't call plays good enough. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You can't win. I take.
Well, I don't know what he was asking there for, like,
Mhm.
last, you didn't have enough time.
Mhm.
Nah, it was complete uh waste of time. Yeah, after like the second half, it was just ridiculous.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, even in the first half, there were so many mistakes, so many things. Um, Cooper Rush surprised me so much.
Mhm.
Even again, if you look at screens and highlights of the Atlanta when he got in for Atlanta, in
Yeah.
the his throws were accurate, were right on the money. Actually, I blame the receivers that didn't catch it, but I don't really completely blame them because by that time the momentum was already gone. They were already playing very loose.
Yeah.
It's a moment that you already gave up, and everybody was already very. The momentum was left the building. Everything was playing. Of course, like every other game, it was already gone. That's what happens when you put in a new a player. On top of that he's ready to go. He's excited to play,
Mhm.
and everybody else is already like down. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But what surprises me is how he threw with Atlanta,
Mhm.
and then how he just completely started throwing with the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's almost like if they didn't want him to play good, to not supersede Dak's record
Yeah.
of how bad, because it would make probably Jerry Jones look bad in saying, you know what, hey, you look at what your backup quarterback can do, and you paid this guy $60 million and he could barely win 3 games. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it almost seemed like ridiculous. It almost seemed like it was like, what the hell is going on? Because
Mhm.
Rush, I don't know. I expected a lot better from him, and that did not look like the kind of throws I saw even with Atlanta,
Yeah.
or the kind of throws that I've seen him play. How he plays.
Mhm.
And it brings me back 2-3 years ago also, when Dak got hurt and they put in Rush. He won 5 games.
5 of those
You think a
games.
guy that throws like he did yesterday could have won 5 games? I would say no, but whatever. I mean, I guess it is what it is. And then all of a sudden, Dak was already ready to come back, and everybody was saying, the previous time, 3 years ago, I believe it was 3 years ago. Everybody was saying, "Why do we need Dak? No, let him get healthy until we need to, until he's 100% ready to come back. Rush is winning our games. Why not leave him?" The very next game, he threw 2 interceptions when he had not thrown any interceptions. He played like crap again,
Mhm.
and again, people were asking for Dak because Rush was playing like crap.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is. I mean, conspiracy, whatever it is. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I would hope that they're not throwing these games
Mhm.
away, because I feel like Rush could really be potentially. I mean, I've always said it. We just need somebody to throw the dang ball accurately,
Yeah.
and we got ourselves a good team. But I really do hope that they're not throwing these games away just like that, because I mean, and I will say this was smart of Jerry Jones. I mean,
Mhm.
this is why he's a successful businessman nonetheless,
Mhm.
because I think Dak's injury is bull. I think Dak's injury is bull.
Oh, okay. So conspiracy theory thing. It's a
On top of
Tankata.
that,
You think it's a Tankata?
nobody even touched him on the last. And I know it could happen, have happened before everything,
Mm.
but I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. I've stepped wrong and
yeah,
I'm injured for like days.
I bet a season-ending injury, a season-ending. I mean, I don't. I mean, that's the kind of thing. And then no one touched him. No one touched him when he got hurt. No one touched. I mean, I know it can
It
happen,
could happen. Yeah.
but think about it. He's getting so much criticism. It's already to the end. Look at the season that they're going, and guess what? Next season, what's gonna be known is it's barely the half the season. So what's gonna happen
Mhm.
next season? They're gonna blame it on injuries instead of Dak.
Mhm.
So here we go again. Next season, we're gonna probably end up being the same team that we were this year,
Uh-huh.
because Dak's still gonna be there. He's
Mhm.
not gonna take the punishment that he should, because they took the business way out
Yeah.
to avoid confrontation, to avoid Dak, take responsibility that he's not the quarterback that that deserves $240 million, and to take the punishment that he should.
Mhm.
I do believe that that's a smart thing, because Jones, for whatever reason, wants Dak to keep on playing for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know
and
why.
this
But,
and this is the perfect way to do it, because next year,
Mhm.
everybody's gonna be saying it's because of the injuries, not because of that.
mhm.
It's a smart business. I mean, it's smart, though. Unfortunately for fans, it sucks.
It
For
sucks.
fans, it sucks.
It does suck. It does. It sucks a
And
lot.
people, I mean, that's another manipulative trick to go ahead and turn things around to make it look a little bit differently. But I mean, that's all my opinions. You can really say, maybe, hey, maybe it can show us someone else's foot or somebody else's hamstring. Yeah, that he did get injured,
We're
whatever.
off the bone.
Believe what you want, but me, I think that that's a bull injury. It makes only sense that they did this because of the criticism and because of the season, how it's going. I mean, Jerry Jones might next season get better receivers,
Mm.
a better running back. Probably put more emphasis on that and put it more, try to do to make him have a better career, or I mean, a better stats next year,
Yeah.
to make himself look better because of the decision that he made of a $240 quarterback that he bought. But to me, it's that this is all bull, and they took the business way out, to the criticism can stop.
Yeah.
Stop the bleeding, in other words, that of all the wrongdoings, that take the easy way out, so that way now who's questioning to be honest, McCarthy being fired, Dak being let go, all that, like, gone out the window, because they know we have a second string playing.
Mm.
So everybody, fans already know that it's already, yeah. They already, you can see it in the eyes. You can see it. If they didn't believe me when I said stick a fork on us, we're done 3 weeks ago. Fans know it for sure.
Mm.
It's already done. Yeah,
Well-
was this coffin in the nail.
Well, so far, let's see. They this back to games they lost. They lost against, what was it? The 49ers, Falcons, Eagles. Those are 3 losses so far, right?
Yeah,
Okay. The next games are going to go up against are the Texans, which I don't know, because by the way that game looked yesterday, oof, we'll jump on them there. Then the Cowboys have the Commanders, which I'm thinking the Commanders might whoop them. Honestly,
command. Well, that's the thing. Like, the way we're playing, and honestly, I don't know what's going on. To be honest, I think I can honestly say Cooper Rush could have beaten the Eagles.
Mhm.
Cooper Rush could beat the Commanders. Cooper Rush could do, but again, you saw a different person, a different Cooper Rush.
Mhm.
Is he getting told not to play good? Is he told, or is he really just playing awful?
Mm.
That's the thing. Because look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw why Trey Lance, honestly, could not be rushed yesterday.
Yeah.
They played him, and oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, but now I understand why he could not beat Rush out of. But then again, I mean, they both played really bad.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now the Cooper Rush that I saw against Atlanta, that's the kind of quarterback the Rush that I wanted to see against the Eagles. That I could think that he could beat the Eagles,
Mhm.
he could beat the Commanders, and he can beat the rest of the season. At least half of the games that are left. Definitely, I believe that Cooper Rush could beat him. But seeing, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with the organization.
Mhm.
Like I said, I hope that they're not making him lose these games.
I have to disagree with the whole conspiracy. I don't think they're making him lose him on purpose. I just think he had a bad game. I think the pressure just got to him, knowing that they're 3-6 now.
But that's the thing. It's already a lost season. The pressure's off, whether you win or lose.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. There's no pressure, and on top of that, when he played, there was more pressure because it was the beginning of the season.
Mm.
It was when when what's it called? The season was just beginning. I think it was the second or third game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So because of him, we actually made it to the playoffs.
Mm.
And it's when we had a chance and we were doing good, and because of him, we won 5 games straight.
So let me ask you: if they beat the Texans, they beat the Commanders, and the Giant. The Giant, I know they'll whoop on the Giants.
I to be honest, the way he played yesterday, I definitely don't expect
Well,
that.
say there'll be a different result when they face off against Monday, Texans and Cowboys. But I feel that it might still turn around. I'm just seeing it a glass half
Yeah,
full.
no, no.
Um,
The Cowboys are
because
stunned.
honestly, like I feel that they can. I just honestly think this is me being the positive Polly here, but I think and I feel that it was just a bad game yesterday, and and boy was it 34-6.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad game. Like honestly, it was a horrible game.
But here's the reason why I say it was just a bad game. Well, of course it was a bad game, obviously, but it could have been that he just had a bad game only because of the Falcons Cowboys game. You might think, oh, they didn't win that. Yeah, but hold on. How much were they losing by before that? Before they put in Coop
They were actually down.
by like three, four, like by 2, 3 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, and then what's it called? They scored one with Rush, I believe he made a score, and actually he technically would have won us the game,
But they put him in too
Lamb
late.
no, no well yeah they put him in too late, but Lamb dropped a ball in the end zone.
And for the record, he was hurt.
It was
He was
for
hurt.
whatever, but nonetheless it wasn't him. He threw a perfect ball right there.
Yeah.
There was another one on the side that didn't count,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, like there was two other dropped that would have continued the drive in previous drives
Yeah.
that would have kept on going for the first down.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe that a quarterback can play that well, and then the next game play the way he did.
But that's what I mean though. I don't even disagree with you. That's what I mean though. Like this game, they put him in, came in clutch. It was too little, too late. They ended up losing 21-27. Okay, that shows. I'm like, okay, they put it in Coop. Maybe the pressure got to him. Something happened that it always happens to teams that you expect to beat. Because everyone for this Eagles Cowboys game was saying the Cowboys were going to win. Now that Coop was in it.
No, actually, I heard the opposite. Because actually,
I've heard both.
Cooper, actually, the loss that he got, which was the one loss that he had before this one, was against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So that's actually why I would be surprised if people would actually be saying that Cooper would.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's another factor too, where I'm thinking positive about this. So, what I'm saying when it comes to the Texans Cowboys, who knows what's going to be in store out of nowhere? Maybe the Cowboys are gonna something's gonna click and they're gonna beat the Texans. Who knows? Because things may happen. Look what happened between the Texans and the Jets.
We're a punching bag right now. Literally, honestly, we have a 3-6 record.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 3-6 record.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same record as the Panthers.
Okay.
The Giants are just one game difference.
Okay, how many? Okay, let me ask you this: how many games do we need to be even considered for a wild card? How many wins? How many wins?
It's too. No, we're already
too far, too late.
Because because there was only 2 spots left besides the 3.
Mm-hmm.
No, the 2. I'm sorry. There's 3 spots left after the two divisional champs on each side.
Mm-hmm.
But our record is not going to allow us. There's too many other teams that have too much of a better record.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. The record it's like it's like the first place and then the other better records.
Mm-hmm.
They're too high up. They're too high up. Like even us let's say in our division. Let's just put our division for example.
All right.
Commanders are on top.
Mm-hmm.
They have the easiest schedule that's making them look too good. They're gonna lose their first round in the playoffs as well. But you know what? Whatever. And the Eagles,
we'll cross that bridge once we.
Yeah, because they're gonna be in and out. The Commanders have not played, and look at their schedule. They have not played a contender team, and the closest one that they lost to them, the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks, and they lost to them, and the Bucks are not doing so hot either. So just put it that way. The Eagles also have a better schedule than a better record than us,
Mhm.
and they look like they're gonna finish up stronger because either way they already beat us. They're gonna, and more than likely at the way we played, there's no chance that we can beat them on the second time.
Mhm.
So they're gonna beat us again, and that's gonna be already 2 wins over us. That's already on,
Mhm.
that we cannot catch up,
Yeah.
and that's just within the division. On top of that, with the other record aside, we just nah, we're done. It's completely out of reach.
Mhm.
Like, to go ahead, we would need to win the next games, all of them, for us to be in the playoffs.
Okay.
We would have to win each and every game coming up, and definitely not lose to the Eagles.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah,
would we
because
would
you're
definitely,
gonna go up against December 29th, Cowboys and Eagles.
yeah, because the Eagles are going to end up being second place
Mhm.
on the division. They could possibly jump the Commanders, but I doubt it. They have a more straightforward road than the Eagles. The Eagles at least have a bit of the same teams that we played,
Mhm.
also. So they have a harder schedule.
Mhm.
So they're more than likely going to end up on second place,
Mhm.
and what's it called? And like I said, yeah, if they beat us twice, we're done. Like, for sure, that's gonna be the. I mean, I wouldn't even say the nail in the coffin, because I believe the nail in the coffin's already done. But I guess
Put us
you
in the
could
dirt.
say,
Put us in the dirt.
yeah, go for the juggler.
Yeah.
I would say
Ah.
that would be the juggler, and that would be the end of it. But I know fans can already know, they already saw it last game, that it's already done.
Mhm.
Fans already know. True, like, if you know football, honestly, you know that it's already done. You can be hopeful, but
Oh no, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hopeful. I know, like, decent enough when it comes to football or whatnot. But I'm still remaining hopeful, and hopefully get a good turnout when it comes to that. But I can honestly say, when it comes to the Giants, Bengals, Panthers, and Buccaneers, I'm favoring the Cowboys.
not the. I mean, like I said, if I get rush that I know that can play, yeah, I
Mhm.
get.
Mhm.
But I just don't think, like, if he's playing like that,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, if he's
Yeah.
playing like that, mm, forget it. I'm honestly, I would rather not watch, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. It's like horrible to just see the same thing again and again. I was already getting tired of watching Dak
Mm.
play, because I see the same thing over and over again. Yes, it's a chance that we could win. Yes, but it's again the same thing,
Mm.
same thing. And that was not the case this season, because we had a lot of losses,
Yeah.
even with him on
Yeah.
the field.
It's been rough, but will remain to be seen and see how Monday turns out. Monday Night Football, y'all.
We'll go ahead and see. But I will say, though, that maybe if Dak would have been there yesterday, we could have won the Eagles. Yeah, I would probably have said it. Maybe.
you're like, I'll say,
Maybe, yeah,
I'll say
maybe we would have had them. Yeah, because I mean, Eagles are not a great team either. You know what I mean?
No.
That's the thing that's the point that I'm trying to make. We're not a great team even with that, but I know we could have beat the Eagles, and I know we could, like the Commanders. Those are the teams. I know that they're not. They're in our level. They're not great. Teams that are at a different level are other ones, and that's it. And the 49ers, to be honest, they're going down. They're not going up.
No,
Yeah, they are at a little bit higher level than us,
but yeah, it's
but this is not heading to the right direction.
You could say it's not looking so pretty.
Exactly, it's not looking so pretty. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I'm here every Monday, guys. Tailgate 956.
And the other team that's actually going the opposite way,
Yeah.
is the Bengals, man. The Bengals have been, wow. Yeah, I know they lost.
They started rough. They started rough, but I feel like the Bengals are up in there. But still, kind of like, shout out Nick Garber, big Bengals fan.
It's because they like, man, I don't know what, man. Bengals are always it's always a threat when you have a great quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a good quarterback, and that's the thing. It's like Burrow is a good quarterback, whether he's excited or not. Or sometimes I think he doesn't care, but. He nonetheless he has the skill.
He cares. He just has that look that he doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean,
why? Because that's what they call him, Joe Cool.
More importantly, he has the skills.
Oh, yeah,
so he
skills.
definitely got the skills,
mm-hmm.
and he definitely shows it when he. I guess when he needs to. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But they're a team to be like, I would not want to play the Bengals. Honestly, I know a lot of people say like, hey, the Bengals are doing bad. Oh, where I would not put when you play against the Bengals, if your team don't put it past them to beat them. You know what I mean? They can surprise you. They're a team that you have to watch out for. Even if they're doing bad, even if they had a bad, you play them, they can come from behind and sneak that win off you.
Yeah,
Definitely. They're always a threat. Vikings are doing good, although they're kind of like
They're in mine.
They're another one that's going down. Not as bad as the 49ers, I would say.
Why weren't they down? They faced against the Texans. That's what I want to know.
Ravens are slightly, but still strong. Ravens are still they're less, but inclining. I think the two top teams right now have got to be because I'm looking at it overall. It's got to be the Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. I got to say the Chiefs and the Lions. I think those are the top contenders.
And speaking of Lions, yesterday's amazing game, but also heartbreaking between the Texans and the Lions, left me like, ugh.
And they needed that win, especially coming in. Coming in at second half, you have that in the bag. You cannot let that sneak away from you.
Exactly, you go into the half dominated. I don't know what happened. But Coach DeMarco Ryan probably knows what happened. Let's hear that interview.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah,
I'm interested. I'm really interested.
Go back to you guys on offense in the second half. Another second half where you guys are able to score a touchdown.
Yeah, second half was not good enough for us. We didn't play winning football. We stalled on a lot of drives. Again, didn't score any points in the second half. So, to beat a good football team like that, we have to be able to sustain drives. We have to be able to score points. And we were going backwards way too much.
Throughout the season, you kind of mentioned how, you guys are kind of winning ugly and how a win is a win. Do you feel like that type of approach has kind of fit you guys down, that it's been consistent, that you guys kind of been tweaking by, and now teams have been able to come back and being able to surge and do you feel like that approach is kind of backfired towards being able to continue winning?
Yeah, the approach each week is to go win the game, no matter how it looks. We don't set out to win an ugly game, but in this league, every game comes down to, you call that final possession. So you have to find a way to gut those out and win. We haven't been on the winning side, of those games. That's, Green Bay to New York and now Detroit. So we didn't make the plays to win the game. Like, however you win, you got to find a way. And to win games, you got to have guys have to step up and make plays, and that's not happening.
The slow starts to the second half of the game. Why do you think you will have success in the second half again?
Yeah, we have to look at it. Second half, of course, we understand we haven't moved the ball. We haven't scored points in the second half. Defensively, done some things that are uncharacteristic in the second half. So we just have to find a way to play a complete game. That's what we have to find out.
Now, when it came to the second half, and CJ Stroud, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite quarterbacks, clutch quarterback. But for some odd reason, the second half, I guess he stayed in the locker room because he did not show up and he did not perform the way he usually does.
Okay, and I mean, I know it's
because going into the second half. Here's what his stats were coming into the second half. He was 5 for 13. His passing yards were 68, 0 touchdowns, 0 points, 2 interceptions, and his passing rating was 16.5. Like that. That's like it was atrocious. And like I don't know what it was that did that for them. I don't know what happened to this team coming in the second half because they had it won. They had it won.
This is what I don't understand because they had no sacks, and did they sack? Did they sack him?
Stroud, yes, I think they sacked him. Yes, they did.
Okay. Because that's what I was gonna say. Okay. I think they got if it's correct here, then I'm reading it wrong. But it's 4 sacks for 40 yards, so that's good. But I mean, Detroit did have 5 interceptions considering Stroud's 2.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Like, and then that's another thing. Was it? Did you feel like it was the line that really kind of affected him? I know they've had problems with the line, the offensive line.
Mhm.
Do you feel like it was that?
The offensive line was good. Like, it tweaked up a little bit. I guess they fixed a little bit of the errors that they
Yeah,
had.
'cause I feel like he had a good amount of
Yeah,
time.
yeah, he had a good amount of time, but it just I don't know what it was that the second half they just did not show up.
Look, this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about Stroud second year is really what gonna tell us what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Like to me, what it seems like to what I saw was the lack of experience.
yeah, and I agree with you on that, due to the fact that because in the beginning the excuse and it was shown was the offensive line.
Mhm.
This line during this game, it was pretty good. It was all right. It finally showed signs that okay, maybe something's might.
Yeah.
It's looking great because of the 23-7 when they went to the half, but the second half, I don't know what it was that it switched downhill, and this is what CJ had to say on that interception.
Yeah, just didn't see the coverage. He did a good job. Had to cover two and just left it inside. Can't do that. Made a good play on the ball, so yeah, it's my fault.
CJ, it seems like you guys continue to have some issues. You do the ball scoring. Can you put your finger on what the issue is?
It seems like it's different every week. I feel like this game was on me. Definitely got to make plays, got to make throws. Can't turn the ball over and when we're in scoring position. So yeah, I blame this on me. I got to be better in those moments. So yeah, it's really just you got to go down and score in the red zone, and defense is getting the turnovers like they were. So you got to be able to reward them with points, and that's something we didn't do. So I feel like I'm the one to blame when it comes to that. Turn the ball over in the red zone. So yeah.
So yeah, at least he's taking responsibility because it's true. Like from the stat that we've seen from the second half.
Another thing that I did see though that the defense and the Texans were struggling with was the rushing.
Yeah,
The rushing because Gibbs and Montgomery were both running for a lot of yards.
They
They
shattered through the defense.
I think the rushing defense.
They started solid. The
Yeah.
Texas defense was solid the first half, even though they got that touchdown, but still they was still solid enough.
But you see, one of the things that they say that the Detroit Lions do is they do that to the defense. They run them down. And that's why. Do you think that's what happened? That they got tired? Maybe they wore them down to the point that that's where for running and trying to tackle him, and all that it caused them to kind of like loosen up.
Maybe it might have been that they ran them down. They ran them down, but at the same time, what's cardio and what's working out and what's figuring out the play so they wouldn't get tired though. I think that we choked up a little bit and they took advantage of that and they pulled on the thread and the team just fell apart from that.
Well, look, I mean, Gibbs,
because I know Mixon was frustrated too because he was phenomenal and the first half and the second half he just seemed very like
I don't know what was his stats on the first half, but he actually had 46. He was kept down to 46 yards only. That was really low.
Well, that's really low. Yeah,
that's
really usually like 100 some,
25 carries.
Yeah, for 100 and some, like yeah.
That he was averaging 1.8 yards a carry because he got out of 25 carries he only got 46 yards.
Yeah,
like that. That's for him mixing. That's wow. I'm surprised.
Yeah, for a guy like and you can tell he was frustrated.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those games. Once again, it was one of those freak games. I feel that it just the fates, the gods of football just went in their favor.
I do say, look, Goff is a veteran quarterback. As Montgomery and Gibbs are also veteran,
and he threw like 5 interceptions, which upset me more. I'm all like, you had so many opportunities to get that touchdown, yet still the Lions defense held you back. Offense, what's going on? And that's why I like that. Yes. Stroud said, you know what, it's on me. I admit, like we had a lot of opportunities to go to the end zone, and he didn't commit. Which is great. At least you acknowledge it. At least you acknowledge that. Says, "Hey, I don't know what happened." No, like he just said, We had a lot of opportunities. I blew it. Yeah.
I will say, I mean, yeah, that I think that's the biggest takeaway of this.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I do have to put it in CJ Stroud. Not all of it, because I mean, they got Mixon, and I mean, CJ Stroud is barely his second year.
Mm-hmm.
Mixon is a little bit more veteran. He's
Mhm.
more a little bit more, okay, running back.
Yeah.
I think he needs. He would have needed to pick up that slack too. I think both of them, considering they're a young team,
Mm-hmm.
they're a young, considering barely coming up as a running back and quarterback.
Uh-huh.
I put some blame on Mixon too.
Mhm.
But CJ Stroud, I mean, yeah, he's taking responsibilities, but not only that, but finding out what was it that was affecting you. What kind of coverage were they doing for you to be not being able to throw? Were they playing man to man, or was your receivers not going at it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, who did they have out there for
The line
for the
seemed the line
Texans?
seemed a little bit different this time, a little bit more solid, a little more compact. It's just that because he had a lot of time out there in the field. He got a lot of time in the pocket
Yeah.
to execute the pass.
But maybe the receivers weren't getting open. You can
No.
have a lot of time, but maybe they were just getting
Going
covered
over,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But I know Diggs is still out, right?
Yeah, no, the Diggs is
He's
out,
out
the
for
rest
the
of the
season, right?
Rest of the
Oh,
season.
shoot. What about Dell? Is
Tank Dell, like there was even at that, there was one play where I think everybody in the audience even yelled, "Throw it," because he was open for a touchdown. That I felt that if they would have connected with that one with Tank, it would have won him the game. But he didn't see him open. He didn't see him open, unfortunately.
You see that's the kind of stuff that maybe it was experienced. Maybe it'll come with it with time and everything,
Yeah.
with more. And this is why I say that this is a good second years are always what I look for and
Mhm.
everything. But growth on top of that,
Grow.
yeah. Not
Oh
to,
no, he's
not
no,
to, not,
he's grown. The whole team has grown
yeah.
completely. That more
I mean,
more solid than they were since the
To-
first
to
inception
be
from
quite-
2002.
to be quite honest with you, Stroud has been taking a bit of a stroke down, but it happens because he's a quarterback.
Mm.
It happens, but he needs to grow from that. He needs to grow from all those mistakes and be like this. This was, I think that's what makes a quarterback, what's it called, an elite quarterback, an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
Coming back from this, not letting that momentum get away from you, not let games like this get away from you. Coming from behind is another big thing.
Oh yeah.
One thing that Dak has never been able to freaking do is once we're behind, we're behind.
Yeah.
We cannot play the catch up game. When we're ahead, we beat by like two, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But when we're trying to get there, like that's one thing that that's a big thing with a quarterback. The mentality is very strong, and I believe Stroud can do this. Even though
he can.
quarterbacks tend to go up
and down, up
and
down.
yeah. So it's not rare to see Stroud kind of struggling, especially towards the end, because everybody's already knowing how he plays. This is what makes him tougher.
Yeah.
Getting a new rhythm, getting to go ahead and see what works, trying new things. That's what's gonna help him evolve. In other words, this is what's gonna help him evolve. Can he? Definitely. I believe he's one of the quarterbacks that can.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this upcoming Monday, they're gonna go up against Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, that's not a threat, but what could that's not a threat. Like that should be a
that's
win.
not a threat. No.
That should be a win.
But,
I mean, everybody
for
can
the for the record, everyone said that the Texans were in favor to beat the Jets, and look what happened.
Yeah, but you're talking about.
And not only that, the Texans are coming back from a back-to-back loss. So yes, we might end up destroying the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this is
you know what sucks about Dak being injured? Like I was looking forward to this game since off season, since we both looked up who's gonna show down.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I was looking so forward to that.
Even then, at least he adds a little bit of a tension or whatever, a little bit of at least so that I agree with you. Having had Dak there at least would have made things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we are really like even if we would have had Dak, I know we would have lost. Honestly, in all honesty, because look at how like for one he's playing like He played
Yeah.
like crap.
Yeah.
On top of that, he's one of his worst years. And on top of that, we don't got nothing working for us in offense. We have nothing but Parsons good on defense. He's the only thing. He was the only one that was doing anything yesterday. I mean, he created 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people that talk about him bad. I mean, hey, look at like that. That's why I love the guy. You know.
Yeah. No,
Don't
me
talk-
too. Me too. Me too.
Yeah, no, I know, but a lot of fans talk bad about Parsons because of his. You know what? Let him speak whatever he wants. If he keeps on playing like that, I don't care. He can have a podcast. I don't care.
Let him
He
be
can
on the
say
soapbox.
whatever.
Let him be
Let
on
him
the soap.
say whatever he wants. I don't like players that talk a lot of smack, but he doesn't even talk smack. He says stuff and that he believes, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's not one to call like whatever. And even if he does. I mean, he's a good freaking player.
Yeah.
For him to call out somebody, I mean, hey, let him. And I don't honestly, quite frankly, that's something else. That's something he does in his own time.
Yeah.
As long as he plays like he does, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care. And that's what people need to understand. Hey, that's separate besides football.
Mhm.
As long as he plays good, I don't care.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we need him because look at how our defense did without him. And look at how they did
Who's
with
still
him.
who's still on the injured list when it comes to the Dallas
Bland
Cowboys?
is still not coming
Bland,
back.
no.
Our linebacker, I forgot his name because he was like but Williams has kind of shown up, although he made a big mistake yesterday. He almost got what's it called? He almost got Hurts and he missed the tackle that would have gotten a lot. But he's been doing good. What's it called? Honestly, in the linebackers, there's no Van Der Rush. In other words,
Yeah.
there's no somebody that's injured that's like, oh, it's gonna make a big deal. Caleb has disappointed me. He's did really well first game in the Browns, and then boom. But then again, maybe that's what it was because the Browns were not a hot team, to begin with. But honestly, overall, secondary is not as bad as our linebackers. I think what we need is definitely better defensive line in the middle. Because I mean, well, it's because also Lawrence is still out too.
Yeah,
Lawrence is it's the opposite, but we're having struggling in the middle. We have Lawrence and Parson on the side, but in the middle, those guys are not doing their job. I mean, I'm sorry, but they do it every now and then, and they go ahead and penetrate, but they don't. They're not doing what they need to. And
here's why I feel like the defense might beat the offense when it comes to the Texans. Michael Parsons and the weak offensive line that the Texans have. Yes, they did better yesterday, but that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. This upcoming Monday is going to be totally different. And I'm who has more losses right now than who's been taking it in the chin more? The Cowboys. Are they going to come back looking for blood? Of course. It might have been a bad game. It might have been a bad game against the Eagles. Who knows?
That's another thing. We got no momentum either. There's no. We're not out for blood. We're out. We're right now just hoping the season ends already. Even the fans out there, even me, we're already end it now. Just end it. Like honestly, it's a very disappointing because we wait all year for this and for the season to go the way it did.
It's disappointing.
No.
It's disappointing.
I
Yes.
think that's what I'm saying. Like it's just to go, but for me to say this is why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
For me to say just end it now. I mean, cut. Like I don't even want to watch the rest of the games. To be honest, it's really like heartbreaking. Not heartbreaking. What's it?
No. It's the right word. Heartbreaking. It's the right word.
I don't think. No, I think it's just not even disappointing.
Discouraging.
It's not. No, it's a word. Yeah, I just can't. I don't know. It's like disappointment is probably towards the correct way. But it's embarrassing. I think it's more along the lines of disappointment and embarrassing. It's already like, wow. Like I support this team. Like wow, that's what it's looking like.
But you know what?
But
you know what? That shows a true loyal fan.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because nonetheless, whatever happens,
I'm a Cowboys fan. jump towards the Commanders.
Nah. Anybody that knows football will not do that. Nah, they'll probably
or jump towards the Eagles. You know?
nah. The Cowboys fans that
I'm
jump
joking, guys, I'm
fans,
joking.
they're gonna jump to the Texans.
Oh, of course.
They're gonna jump to the Texans. Although Texans or Chiefs, usually you hear
You're gonna go to the Chiefs. You're not gonna go to the Texans. You're gonna go to the Chiefs.
Well, Texans fans usually will go either Cowboys or Texans.
Yeah.
One or the other, because they're Texas team.
Yeah. All I know is that this upcoming Monday, November 18th, 7:15 p.m. or 6:15, depending on your time zone. They're gonna be facing off, and I'm still gonna look forward to that game. To watch.
Well, of course you will. Of course you will. Well, of course Texans fans, of course will. Unfortunately, I don't think Cowboys fans are
in the back of my mind, I'm gonna go because like I said, with the way the Jets game went, I'm gonna have it in the back of my mind. Please don't let this be another Jets, because I honestly go hold on because honestly, I remember I keep talking about the Minnesota game because I don't know what happened. It was like 7:34. I don't know what happened. Like I did not expect that kind of score to happen, but I'm treading lightly, as they say, Breaking Bad. I'm treading lightly.
For one, we don't got Aaron Rodgers. For one, we don't got an Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, yeah, okay. I can do that.
We don't got an Aaron Rodgers to begin with. Even if we had,
but who did Aaron Rodgers have during that game? Just Davis? I thought that's all he had.
Well, that's the thing. When you have a quarterback that can actually throw.
For the record, what about that one guy that dropped the ball right before the end zone?
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. How can we lose to a team that does that? You know what I mean?
No. They should have won that game. I completely agree with you.
Exactly.
That I agree. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, I mean, when you got and I've always said this. I've said it time and time. When you got a good quarterback, they can make things happen. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you got a quarterback that's a veteran, that's Aaron Rodgers, hey, unfortunately, I don't really like the guy, but you can't negate the skills.
People don't.
Yeah,
especially the people in Chicago.
Exactly. Like, yeah, you can't negate the skills. You have to appreciate. Well, respect the skills of that man, and that's the thing that people need to watch out for. With the same thing that I said with the Bengals, because the same thing is actually the Jets is the same concept with the Bengals. More and more towards the Bengals, I would say, because they're more. I feel more of a threat than, like you said, because of the Jets, they're not having everything together. But nonetheless, they have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
like that's the kind of stuff that you need to watch out for and be paying attention, because when you got a quarterback like that, anything can happen, and that's the thing.
I agree.
That's the thing. But I will say that the Houston Texans right now, they need to focus. Their next games are good. Dallas is going to be a great game to pick up their morale. Because after that, they got Tennessee. Tennessee, they should win too.
Yeah.
They need to pick up that morale. Then they got Jacksonville. You definitely need to beat Jacksonville.
Yeah. Then they got like what?
Miami.
Yeah.
Miami. Definitely that one. You all those games are a must win for sure. So that's going to already put your record already at a what? You're 6-4 right now. That's 4 games. They're gonna put you at 10-4. That's for sure. Put you at playoffs bound. You're already in first place, anyways.
Yeah.
But that'll definitely put you at 10 wins. Now, the games that put you at least in a good standing for playoff ready, the teams that you at least play is Kansas City and Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Those are the back-to-back games that, This Chiefs one, oh, man. Oh, it'd be so good to give the Chiefs their first loss. Oh, let's go, Houston. Let's go.
That would be very... Imagine if you give them their one loss.
Ooh,
their one loss.
Right the kisser.
Because you play them second to the last, unless they lose to you and then the last team that they play, too. But it'd still feel nice if you gave them the first one.
And gave them the business.
But those 2 teams are the last teams that the Texans have to go ahead and show their standings. I mean, I'm not saying that they cannot. They're going to be in the playoffs either way, and they can still show it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know what might happen, but I think that would propel them at least to another level. Yeah. Another level. Mm-hmm. They need to show people that they're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
They need to beat Kansas City or at least Baltimore.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the game either way. The game between Cowboys and Texans, of course.
Well, of course, Texans that are looking forward to that game.
Either way, we'll be watching it together, and we'll just,
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good game for you guys. Like I said, not only ours. Like I said, the next couple of games, you guys are should go on a winning streak, on a high level, good pump, and ready to play Kansas City. I mean, you have a great route towards there because they're a tough team. I'm not gonna lie. They're the number one team I would say in the NFL. Period. Mm-hmm. Now, you got a great opportunity for that. So I hope the Texans can go ahead and pull it off and go ahead and do that.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Definitely be watching that game.
Now, here begins our favorite segment of the show. The Ponte Pilas, Pilas, Pilas. And this is Mijo, where we discuss whose team's been sucking it and whose team's good job. So, my brother, can I get a drum roll? And the team that needs to ponerse pilas goes to the Dallas Cowboys.
I honestly think that there's no
Surprise.
point. There's no point. It should be honestly. I have to disagree with you right here.
Oh.
It has to be the Texans because they can. Well, for one, the Cowboys are already fourth. They're done. They're done. There's no reason to talk about that. But the Texans they need to go ahead and still have a chance to go ahead and have a successful season, and to go ahead and have that like a 23 at halftime to 7, and then give up that win.
Okay.
That I think that they need to go ahead and
okay. I I see your point. Well, how about this? It goes split.
Yeah. Well, if both of them are not, the point is honestly the Cowboys are done. The rest of the season. There's no point in giving them. There's no it's like if we still had an ounce of inspiration. We don't have an ounce of inspiration. The Cowboys are done. They're fork in it. They're done. Yeah, Cowboys. Look, that's why I brought it, because I wanted it. It's time to hang these up, guys. It's time to hang these up.
It's in memoriam, kind of like with the Astros.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the last time. Yeah, stick a fork, dude.
Until next season.
Just, I can't even say pray for next season because Dak's still gonna be there. So I don't know what to say to my fellow fans. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I feel that Dak's gonna be in there, unfortunately, because I feel like this is bull. He's not injured. I feel like he's not injured. They did a great, business wise, a great thing doing this, because it lays the guilt away from Dak. It keeps all the criticism that's been going away from who they wanted, and away from who. McCarthy's probably off the hot seat too, on top of everything.
He's gone. No, he's gone. Definitely gone.
If he's gone, to be honest, even at least the criticism has stopped. Whether he's gone or not, either way, it put up so many fires that they had to put the blame somewhere else. Then that's what they wanted, and unfortunately, that stinks, because that's not fair to the fans. And to the team. Because we're gonna, like I said, if Dak's still there next year, we're gonna have the same crap happen next year. So I don't want this to happen again. I don't want this to feel like this again in the season, and for the fans too. I mean, come on, you have a whole fan base, like the most fans, and you're losing them because of something you don't want to do, and it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Whether good or bad, we need a change, and that involves changing Dak.
Okay. All right then. Well, when it comes to ponerte pilas, we saw a difference. But I ended up agreeing with what you said. Went down the split in the middle. Cowboys, their entire season. The Texans
still have a shot.
Letting that second half get away from them.
I mean, definitely they're first and they're playoff bound.
Yeah,
Right now
they're playoff bound.
I mean, unless they really bum out the last couple of games, which they should.
Watch it get blown out against Dallas.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, that, if they do that, I'll be like more worried, concerned for the Texans. Because I'll be more concerned. But honestly, the next couple of games they should win it, even if they do lose the last two. Honestly, it won't even matter because they're already over 10 games.
Uh-huh.
They're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's what they should be focused on. If at the end, to be honest, they need to beat Kansas City and Ravens. But to be quite honest with you, by that time, mostly in their division, they'll be probably already like half the division won.
Uh-huh.
So actually, it would be quite idiotic for them to go ahead and put Stroud in.
Yeah,
And it's better to protect their assets better, their players, and not to get injured and prepare mentally for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I would say they need to win those for that, since they're at the end games, they're at the end. It might be just better for them to put in second stringers and lose that game.
Okay.
Honestly, in all honesty, just focus on the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they need to be, if they're gonna do that, they need to be very ready mentally, physically, and get it done. Because they honestly, they need work, and they need to make sure and overcome and to be ready for whatever playoff team they come against.
Yeah,
because they're gonna be playing against the best.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's our Ponte Pilas. But the S is Mijo award for this week goes to, can I get a drum roll, my brother? The RGV Vipers for getting that first dub opening season. Yeah, and more dubs coming soon with the next 4 games here in the RGV.
Yep, definitely. I gotta say, I mean, and not only that, also San Antonio Mavericks and Houston Rockets.
Okay,
all of them. I mean, honestly, all the NBA, honestly, all our Texas teams right now are doing great.
Great in basketball.
Yes, but no, the Vipers do take the cake.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they're RGV. They're in the RGV and they're great, and they've got their first win.
Yes, definitely.
It's not the same as in the NBA. They only get one chance to play every so often. You know what I mean? They don't get as many series or as many games as they do. So chances, in other words, to win. So yeah, they definitely take the cake. But on the other note, all our NBA doing good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's solid. Both, yeah. Now, guys, today is just not a regular episode here at Tailgate 956.
Ooh.
We have been on the air now for, I would have to say, a year now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
A solid year now. And I am happy and I am proud to be partnered with such an awesome guy.
Likewise.
And I'm astonished. I am happy and I am proud of how far we've come. And with that, shall we have another 23 flavor salute, my friend?
I couldn't agree more.
Yes, all right. So let's get a little 23 flavor salute here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, my brother.
Year.
Boom, shagalaga. We are... Oh, that's some good Dr. Pepper. The Sword of Texas. Fight me on that. Well, we can't celebrate without some also poppers. Ooh. So we got a twist here. So here's to 1 year and more of Tailgate 956 with sports. Once again, I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And we'll see you. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. Do we have to pop it out?
Oh, I think we have to pop it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's do it. Woo!
Wait, did it go the wrong way? Oh, there you go.
Anyways, guys, yeah. We're Tailgate 956, and we'll see you at the next tailgate. My brother, let's go finish this Dr. Pepper and watch the Spurs kick some hiney.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Oh, man, we made a mess. Woo.